I want to first thank UAW President Shawn Fain for the kind introduction. You all have one of the foremost labor leaders in America here in Michigan, right here. And what Shawn has accomplished in his time leading one of the most powerful unions in America is incredible. The stand-up strike of 2023 improved the lives of auto workers and showed the rest of us what organized labor can do when workers are united in the fight for dignity. Thank you, Shawn. And I remember back then when UAW rolled out their demands for the stand-up strike, and everyone said it was impossible, unreasonable, naive, and then you all got it done. I also want to thank my sister Rashida Tlaib. You all are so lucky to have her fighting for you in Congress. Every day in Washington, she is throwing down for Detroit and Michigan overall. And I'm especially happy to be here with my dear friend and the next United States Senator from the great state of Michigan, Dr. Abdul El-Sayed. Detroit, we know why we're here. We are here because in November, Democrats have to win a majority in Congress. We have to win a majority in the House, and we have to win a majority in the Senate. And we need a firewall against an administration that is hell-bent on tearing down in 4 years what it took this country 250 years to build. We saw it just a few nights ago in Trump's primetime address. And for those of you who wisely tuned it out, Donald Trump spent most of his speech rehashing the same big old tired lie that he actually, quote unquote, won the 2020 election. And we know he will stop at nothing to stay in power. And we know that it has nothing to do with true or false. They will do everything they can to try to overturn our democracy in November. And if we do not take back the House and the Senate, we're going to make it a whole lot easier for him and his cronies to do just that. So Michigan, we have no time to waste. The question before us is, how do we win a durable majority? How do we get out of this pattern that we seem to have been stuck in for years? This state knows it well. 6 elections started off, 6 elections in a row, starting in 1992. Democratic presidential candidates won here in Michigan. In fact, it wasn't even particularly close in most of those contests. But then in 2016, something shifted. Not just here in Michigan, but across the country. Not just with Democrats, but also Republicans. And to many political watchers, it seemed that the laws of political nature were totally upended. But it happened in all directions. And that's also part of what Bernie's campaign spoke to 10 years ago as well. And that's also what Trump's victory in the fall in this state represented, this oscillation in response to the failure of our political system to address the needs of working people. These earthquakes and aftershocks. 2 years after 2016, we had another aftershock across the country. And as a part of that, I went from being a waitress to winning a primary against a 20-year Democratic incumbent who was meant to be the next Speaker of the House. So I get it, Michigan, because my frustrations, precisely because the stakes of Republican leadership are so high, precisely because of their corruption, their discrimination, the gutting of voting rights, I understood the stakes of cleaning up my own backyard, back here at home. That we had to look at our contributions and why people like my family and my neighborhood felt so failed by the party in charge of championing the working class and saying, how can we be better? In fact, we have a responsibility to be. And all of us have been trying to get a handle on what all of that means ever since. And we do know some of the many contributing causes and factors. Like, yes, one of the causes, deep causes, have been bad trade deals that hollowed out states like Michigan. Another cause was the record income inequality and the Great Recession spurred on by unchecked greed on Wall Street. And yes, yet another cause was the suite of shameful and quiet bigotries waiting in the shadows in pockets of our country. Racism, sexism, fear of our neighbor that seem to gnash their teeth the strongest the closer we get to uniting across our differences. All of these things are true, and yet there's more. Because it was also due to a political system that had, over decades and across parties, become totally enmeshed in a financial and electoral politics that stopped serving working people. Our entire electoral system has been consumed by big money. And thanks to this Republican administration, Donald Trump, and this corrupt Supreme Court, it is now worse than ever before. So instead of putting voters first year after year, with little exception, Washington now elevates the desires of lobbyists and powerful corporations at the expense of the rest of us. And what does that mean in practice? Real wages are falling behind. The prices of everything from groceries to houses are skyrocketing. Our water, food, and air are being poisoned to pad the profits of major corporations. And the accountability for all of this, for hurting everyday Americans, has been far too little, if there is any at all. Which brings us to right now, Detroit. There are things happening in this country that people everywhere are shocked by. A government of, by, and for the oligarchs. Masked ICE paramilitary agents shooting Americans in the street with no further questions. A president and administration so corrupt that they don't even bother hiding their self-dealing anymore. Members of Congress and Trump insiders getting themselves rich on insider trading and online betting while you can't even make your rent. A genocide in Gaza committed with American bombs and financed by our American dollars, while our kids here at home have to ration their inhalers because politicians tell us that healthcare is too expensive. And now, Big money is flooding our political system more than ever before to make sure that none of this ever changes. Because that's always been their reliable playbook. Special interests, the people making us sick, are just dump millions of dollars for their candidate, flood our airways with ads and our mailboxes with glossy postcards a couple weeks before an election, and they just think that people will go their way. But when the stakes are so high, when more people than ever are living so close to the bone, eventually we have to ask ourselves, is the answer to our problems to turn to the same playbook over and over again? A playbook that says in order to win, Democrats must rely on the same dark money, 50 million and counting, from the same people that backed 35 election deniers to Congress who voted to overturn the 2020 election. A playbook that says in order to win, we need to show deference to Trump by thanking his same ICE agency that has shot Renee Good, Alex Preddy, Lorenzo Salgado Araujo, and Johan Sebastián Durán Guerrero. A playbook that says in order to win, we must be defenders of the same status quo that is drowning us and tells us the aspiration to change our government and the ambition to even try is foolish. No, it's not foolish, Michigan. It is the responsible and right thing to do. I believe Michiganders, Democrats, Republicans, and independents believe that good leadership swings for the fences. Good leadership gets big money out of our system. It takes on the corruption that blocks common sense solutions that lift working people. And by the way, it knows that in order to do that, it helps not to take their money in the first place. Pundits want to dismiss this idea as naive. But I want to tell you something. The last time Democrats won in the House, won our largest majority since Watergate in 2018, 185 Democratic candidates of all backgrounds, rural and urban, progressive and moderate, ran by not taking a dime in corporate money. It's not naive, it's how we win, Detroit. And it's not just how you win a primary, it's how you win a general election. We can't be in cahoots with the same money that is oppressing us. It's not naive, Detroit, it's what we need, and it, most importantly, is what you deserve. You deserve a government that answers to you. And yes, compared to how things work today, admittedly, a government that listens to you more than it listens to big money is revolutionary. To take on the big companies scamming you, lowering your bills, and putting more money in your pocket is revolutionary. To fight corporate greed everywhere we find it. To make healthcare a guaranteed right in the richest nation on earth. You deserve a politics that treats the disease and not just the symptoms of what brought us Donald Trump. that doesn't negotiate with or placate corruption, but one that defeats it once and for all. You deserve it because you matter. But we all know that it will not come as a matter of course. It won't come by waiting patiently, nor by making the same decisions that we have always made. This is something that we have to choose, Michigan. It is something that we have to elect to do. And right now, there is a very clear choice before us. We can choose $50 million and counting in dark money, trying to buy the state of Michigan. Or we can choose Dr. Abdul El-Sayed. But the choice is up to us right now. Michigan. Michigan, you can choose a different future. It's waiting in your mailbox right now, and it will be waiting for you and your friends at the polling booth on August 4th. Because as much as we may be appalled at what is happening, ultimately, our democracy is our responsibility. It is our choice. And if we want a different politics, we have got to elect different politicians. And I came here to deliver one simple message, that Abdul El-Sayed represents the politics of the future. And if we want to not only win a Senate majority, but win a Senate majority that means something new for us, that does something new for us, if we want to pass the legislation that we need, and if we want to build a coalition big enough to actually change this country, then we have got to elect Dr. Abdul El-Sayed to the United States Senate. Abdul is a son of Detroit, and that means something, because we also know that his integrity did not begin with Abdul himself. It began with his family and in the workers who built this city. It's in his parents and in the parents who kept their families together. Well, rather, it's in the parents here in Detroit who kept their families together through bankruptcy and disinvestment. In the neighbors who kept showing up for one another when powerful people had written Detroit off. Abdul doesn't just bring those values to Detroit, he carries those values with him day in and day out. And you all knew him before the rest of the country learned his name. You know that when this city was coming out of bankruptcy, when the consultants and the creditors lined their pockets to pick this whole place clean, Abdul came home to rebuild its health department as a public health official. And you know that when kids who were struggling couldn't see the blackboard, he wasted no time and got them glasses. Detroit, Abdul is a man of integrity and discipline. Make no mistake about it. He is a man of faith, a man devoted to his family and to his beautiful daughters. Abdul is a good man. It is why he earned the endorsement of the UAW, an institution that knows Michigan workers. Because the UAW looked at all the candidates in this race and chose him because they have fought alongside him and they know him. And I want to close with this, Michigan, because this moment right now is bigger than ideology or party. It is one of country. I want to tell you what they're whispering about Michiganders out in Washington, because I've heard it myself. They're saying a state like yours and a people like you can't elect an American like Abdul. Because when we talk about electability, and I ask, what is it? Do we really think that Michigan doesn't want to guarantee health care to every American? I don't think that's right. I believe that Michigan wants to establish health care as a right to every person in this state. Michigan wants to strengthen our unions in every state in America. Michigan wants to establish a government that is finally no longer for sale. And those are all what Abdul believes. So when you strip away the euphemisms and concerns at these highfalutin cocktail parties, it's not about what he believes. It's about who he is. And it's about their assumptions about what they think Michigan is. And we know they're wrong. Not only that, but in a moment like now, we do not get better by accepting the logic of this administration. We do not get better by shrinking our idea of what America is and what we're capable of. We don't do it. We turn this ship around by showing how big we actually are as a country. We turn this ship around by rising to our aspirations and our greatest ideals. We will never win the heart of this country by shrinking from who we are. And Abdul El-Sayed is America. We all are America. And so when they ask you what the politics of the future looks like, you tell them this: it looks like a doctor who answers to people and not big donors. It looks like Detroit. It looks like an absolute and unwavering commitment to healing this country. And when we win Michigan, when we send Abdul to the Senate and take back that House majority and fight like hell for the Senate in November, and when we give Mike Rogers the boot for one last time, and we tell Republicans that your money's no good here, and we make them answer for $1 trillion in cuts to our health care, to our Medicare, to our Medicaid, to our ACA. We tell them that the answer to them cutting our health care is Michigan sending a public health official to the United States Senate. And we're gonna do it by standing with every worker in this union fighting for a fair contract. We're gonna do it making sure no child in Michigan ever drinks poisoned water ever again. Thank you, Detroit.